Here it is, the clash the whole world has waited for a month. On one side, the best defense ever seen in a World Cup final. On the other side, the deadliest attack in the whole tournament, led by a 39-year-old who barely even runs, but he's still the scariest man on the field. Spain versus Argentina. A wall against a storm. On Sunday at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, one team walks away with the trophy. So let's break it all down. The numbers, the tactics, everything. And I'll tell you who I think wins it all. Let's talk about how huge this really is. This is the #1 team in the world, Argentina, against the #2 team, Spain. Never before have the top two teams met in a World Cup final. Reigning European champs against reigning Copa America and World Cup champs. First time ever the kings of Europe and South America collide in a final. And then there's the story we all know. Messi, 39 years old, may be waving goodbye forever, staring down Lamine Yamal, 19, the kid Messi once helped bathe as a baby, back in 2007. Now that kid wants his crown. Past versus future, all in one match. You couldn't script it better. Look how differently these two teams got here. It tells you everything. Spain kicked off with a shock, a scoreless draw against newcomers Cape Verde. But that was almost the plan, building up steam while Yamal and Rodri healed from injury. Then they took off. Past Saudi Arabia, past a tough Uruguay, a win over Austria, a late goal that ended Ronaldo's World Cup, a solid win over Belgium, then the big statement. A 2-0 beatdown of favorites France in the semifinal. 7 games, 1 goal against, and they keep getting better every round. Argentina's road looks nothing like that. Theirs has been one long fight for survival, backed into corners again and again, somehow always escaping. A rocky group stage, nearly run down by Cape Verde, clawing back from 2 goals down against Egypt in a controversial game, saved by a red card against Switzerland, then a last-gasp comeback that broke England's heart. If a run this messy and this clutch doesn't win a trophy, what does? Now here's what makes Spain terrifying. One number should stop you cold. Spain has the best defense ever seen in a World Cup final. Just 0.3 expected goals allowed per game, the lowest ever for a finalist. Only 10 shots on target against them all tournament. Just 1 real goal let in across 7 games. Goalkeeper Unai Simon has a tournament record of 6 clean sheets. That's a fortress. And it's built on a sharp identity. Spain controls the ball, 63.7% possession on average. But it's not boring passing. Their players move non-stop, swapping spots, fullbacks flying forward. Cucurella alone made 139 runs behind the defense, 5th most at the whole tournament. And the second they lose the ball, they swarm to win it back, with Rodri cleaning up everything in front of a high defensive line. Expect a 4-2-3-1 for Spain. Simon in goal behind Cucurella, Laporte, Cubarsí, and Porro. Fabián Ruiz and Rodri holding the middle. Baena, Olmo, and Yamal feeding striker Oyarzabal. Every player knows his job cold. This might be the most well-drilled machine in the whole tournament, and the France semifinal proved it. The night Spain showed everyone they might be the best team here, France had Mbappé, Dembélé, and Olise, a scary attack. Spain choked it out completely. Rodri and the midfield cut off every supply line. 3 world-class stars barely got a clean shot. Yamal won a penalty, Oyarzabal scored it, Merino added a second. Final score 2-0, and it never even felt close. Oyarzabal has quietly been a killer this tournament, 5 goals so far. Olmo keeps creating danger even off the bench, and Coach De La Fuente looks unstoppable right now. Just 1 loss in 2 major tournaments with Spain. Here's the scary part for Argentina. Spain doesn't need one hero to have a big game. 6 different players have scored for them. The whole team is bigger than any single star. Argentina is a totally different beast. Their whole game is a trick. They look like they're doing nothing right up until they win. Scaloni's team grinds through long stretches, then explodes late. A wild 12 of their 19 goals have come after the 75th minute. They're patient, almost hypnotic, leading the tournament with 5.4 passes per attack, calmly moving the ball until a gap opens. They push almost everything through the middle, using the wings less than any other team here. They don't press hard like Spain. They can't, not with a 39-year-old leading the attack. They win the ball high up half as often as Spain does. Instead, they sit back, wait, and strike once the ball reaches midfield. But don't call that weak. This team has a nasty late punch. They're deadly in the air even though they're one of the smaller teams here. 4-headed goals so far. 3 set up by Messi's left foot from out wide, including the winner against England. Expect a 4-4-2. Emiliano Martinez in goal, a back four of Tagliafico, Lisandro Martinez, Romero, and Molina. Midfield of Fernandez, McAllister, Paredes, and De Paul. Messi up front next to Julián Álvarez. Don't call them a one-man team. Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez, and their keeper have all had huge moments. But make no mistake, this is still the Messi show. And the numbers on him are almost unreal. He's tied for the Golden Boot lead with 8 goals, level with Mbappe. He scored or set up 12 of Argentina's 19 goals this tournament. His stats don't even look real. He's both his team's top creator and its top scorer. More shots, more chances made than any teammate, by a mile. And here's the wild part. He does all this while barely running. No player at this whole World Cup walks more than Messi, about 63% of the match. The average player only walks 46%. He stands still for another quarter of the game. Looks lazy, right? That's exactly what he wants you to think. Behind that stillness, his brain is mapping the whole field, drifting into his favorite pocket between the lines, hiding where no defender knows whose job he is. Guys who've marked him call it witchcraft. Varane, who faced Messi 21 times, said Messi's whole trick is standing where nobody knows who should guard him. Get close and you've already lost, because stepping to him just opens up the space he actually wanted. Gallus said the same thing. Get near him and he's already won. And his teammates run for him gladly. Zabaleta said if the strikers need to run double, they'll do it, because saving Messi's legs for the big moment is worth it. Against England, he completed 10 take-ons, more than anyone in any match this whole tournament. That walking isn't laziness, it's the smartest weapon in football, saving energy then unleashing it at the exact right second. And there's real skill in where he walks too. Messi lingers in that inside right pocket, right where he can turn and drive straight at the defense. He lets his teammates pull defenders away, then quietly steps into the empty space, suddenly free while nobody's watching him. That's also how he beats the offside trap, hanging back out of sight, then bursting forward at the perfect moment, just like he did against Cape Verde. Guardiola once said Messi spends the first few minutes just walking, building a full picture of where everyone stands. Then the ball arrives and boom. One coach who studied him said Messi wanders most of the match and only wakes up in the final third, right where it actually counts. When he does run, it's almost always forward. 71% of his runs end in the final third. That's the most efficient use of talent you'll ever see. But Spain has their own key man. If Messi's the artist, Rodri's the engine. The reigning Ballon d'Or winner is Spain's calm heartbeat, completing 47 pressured passes per game, the most of anyone here, setting the pace without ever rushing. Off the ball, he's a beast too, winning 2 tackles in the final third per game, more than anyone who made the quarterfinals. Spain's whole pressing game runs through him. Then there's teenage lightning bolt Yamal on the right, who tore apart France's Digne in the semi-final. He's the scariest matchup on the pitch for whoever Argentina puts against him. Probably Tagliafico. Tough job. And there's history here too, dead even. Spain and Argentina have played 14 times, 6 wins each, 2 draws. Wild fact, these two giants only met once before in a World Cup, way back in 1966. Argentina won 2-1. Rodri's job is to keep Spain calm and refuse to get baited into that brawl, because a stop-start choppy final plays right into Argentina's hands and Messi's gift for the late game-changing moment. Whoever wins that fight over tempo, smooth and Spanish or rough and Argentine, has one hand on the trophy already. So who wins? Let's be real. On pure quality, Spain's the more complete team. Best drilled, best defended, maybe the best team in the world right now. If they control this final and stop it from turning into the wild late scramble Argentina loves, they'll be champions for just the second time ever. That's the smart, tactical pick. But Argentina has made this whole tournament out of looking dead, then refusing to die, out of one flash of brilliance right when they needed most. And standing right in the middle of it all is the greatest player who ever lived, walking, watching, waiting to strike one more time. If Spain controls the tempo, Spain lifts the cup. If Argentina's still hanging around at the 80th minute, history says Messi finds a way. So picture two different finals hiding inside this one. In the first, Spain gets on the ball early. Rodri sets the rhythm. Yamal destroys that right flank. They smother Argentina just like England got smothered, 3 touches in the box, and lift the trophy as clear, brilliant champions. In the second, Argentina survives the first half hour, drags it into the mud, keeps it tight and tense, and hands Messi one last twilight moment, the kind he's been pulling off all month. My head says Spain, just barely, on control and completeness, but my gut says never write off that man on this stage. This is going to be unmissable. So who's your pick? Spain's machine or Messi's magic? Drop it below. And whatever you do, don't miss kickoff, because we might be about to watch Lionel Messi write the perfect final chapter.